Hello again, viewers. This is Nancy, here to bring you another documentary of infamous underground authors. You all voted on the poll, so today I'll be talking with the winner, Kilgore Trout, hopefully. I've heard he's written several books about science fiction, time travel, and aliens, which several of you have pointed out are all elements that exist within Kurt Vonnegut's novel Slaughterhouse Five. Let's see if we can get some insider information as to why they both like writing these kinds of books so much, and why only one of them was actually successful because of it. Since you all responded so well to the blog, I have here a sheet of questions I can ask for you. Let's get some answers.
What is it? What do you want?
Sorry to disturb you, sir. Are you Kilgore Trout?
Who's asking?
Oh, my many faithful viewers. They've been waiting a long time to ask you some questions, and I have some of my own.
Ask me questions? Look, it's Saturday. I don't do business on Saturday. You're going to have to get out of here and come back, well, never.
Sir, it's Wednesday.
Well, I need a health day.
I can see that. I mean, your fans really do have questions, and they need answers.
Questions? Look, I'm not an author and I don't write books. You're just going to have to get on out of here.
Sir, please.
Look, if you don't leave, I'm going to make you take all my newspapers and deliver them for me.
Hold on, who said you were an author? Is there any particular reason why you and Kurt Vonnegut write the same kinds of books?
Kurt Schmonnegut. Golly, he's just a two-bit wannabe author. His worst book yet is that what was it? Slaughter Pig 6 or something like that. The whole plot practically stolen from my book. The big...
Maybe we can talk inside?
Just keep that camera off of my things.
All right. It's a nice chair you got.
Look, I thought I said no recording.
Sorry, but this is a documentary interview for the purpose of alerting the public about infamous underground authors, so it's my duty to... Okay, voice recorder it is then.
What do you want? Some answers? Time is money. Make it quick. Chop, chop.
Sure thing. I want to get going too. The first question my fans had was, why did you become an author?
To make money off vomiting my brain all over paper. Next.
Alright, I guess. Have you ever read any of Kurt Vonnegut's novels?
The day I read a novel by Kurt Vonnegut is the day I die of asphyxiation. Next.
Didn't you say he stole a plot of your book?
He did. Only he threw in some garbage about war and how he was there and all these slipshod things.
How would you know that if you didn't read the book?
Next question.
Oh, you'll love this one. You and Vonnegut have really similar ideas. Did you inspire each other?
Did you know that Kurt Vonnegut snuck into my house and stole all my papers and sold my ideas and made a fortune off it? And I thought I was the genius.
Next question, then. I'm your biggest fan, Kilgore. I just love sitting down with one of your novels and a cup of joe, and yeah, that's way too long. Let's see. Oh, I've just been wondering forever, what do you think of books like Slaughterhouse Five? That one in particular is identical to your book, The Big Board, only yours doesn't have anything to do with war. What are your thoughts on this?
Slaughterhouse 6 or whatever is the worst book I've ever had the displeasure of gracing my eyeballs with. Listen, taking my idea and pasting it into a book with his name on it is one thing. Splicing it together with an entirely different genre just to contrast truth with science fiction to make a point about war being absurd is downright...
Whoa, slow down there. You don't think he tossed in the sci-fi for kicks?
Do I look like I was born in 1922? Of course he didn't. Why do you think my stolen book made so much money? Vonnegut had to plan his theft very carefully so it wouldn't look like he ripped me off completely.
I feel like that wouldn't exactly guarantee a bestseller.
He threw in the message about war and time and garbage like the human experience so all people would think deeper and second-guess things like human killing humans.
That's one way to write an anti-war book, only I think it went over a lot of readers' heads. The next question says, why the heck would Vonnegut write a war story and a story about aliens? He could have split them into two different novels and made twice as much dough.
That's the complete opposite of... That's bass-ackwards. I've got a question for you. Which is more absurd? Two humans, one of whom is unstuck in time, getting captured by aliens and taken to their distant planet to live in a zoo, or war?
Well, one of his angles is to protest war without pointing directly at it, right? He could have written a whole autobiography about his time in the war and what it did to him afterwards, then finish it with, "Don't do this, please." It just wouldn't have had the same effect. So many books like that have already been written, and look how far they've pushed their message.
which is exactly why he had to write it so twisted up and smushed together that you'd be forced to reread carefully and think harder about what he was saying. He knows readers just love the confusing books.
It's not that hard to figure it out. Like you said, he contrasts the truth of war with the fantasies of fiction, but in the end it's difficult to determine which one is the crazier idea. He's questioning the truth.
Bingo!
You were surprisingly cooperative with that one.
Please, if it's for the sake of dissecting his disaster of a book, I could go on and on.
Time sure is money.
Next question, you get the boot.
Right. If Vonnegut had Slaughterhouse Five turned into a movie, would you watch it?
Hell no.
Can you maybe expound on that?
Watching babies fight in a war isn't what I call entertainment. Plus, all the good actors are over 30 years old and all the main characters are teenaged.
Wouldn't it do some good to shine light on the fact that young adults were sent to fight? Billy Pilgrim wasn't a capable soldier in any way, and that may have been the fact for a lot of soldiers back then, right?
Don't get me started on Pilgrim. He's written so apathetic. It's just pathetic. He's the real alien in that book, and everybody knows it. The soldiers all look at him and say, "Where is your dignity, your uniformity, your pride?" All he wants to do is survive, while the soldiers around him, especially those Germans, are still convinced about looking sharp and standing straight in line. That's the absurdity of war Vonnegut likes to address. They're all still acting in this war, like killing humans requires shiny buttons and boots.
And Billy manages to survive in the end, like Vonnegut did. Someone asked, what do you think about the Tralfamadorians and how they could care less about things like being stuck in time?
I wish I was one, even if I looked like a green plunger with arms. They even have their little handles on straight. Being stuck in time is the worst. I would rather be in the future where I'm rolling down hills of cash.
I'd have to agree with you there, although I do enjoy living in the moment.
What is it you kids say these days? You only live once or something? If I was that Tralfamadorian, I'd coin, you only live infinitely.
Right, they would put you in a zoo if they could, I'm sure. The last question is, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Well, I'd paint a toilet plunger green and kill Vonnegut with it.
For the sake of this documentary, I might have to cut that out.
You aren't even using a camera.
Well, with all the faces you made up to this point, I'm glad I didn't.
What was that? This was a free interview and you've wasted enough of my time already. Get out of here.
All right. Nice to talk to you too. Yeesh.
Don't forget to slam the door on yourself on the way out.
This particular interviewing was certainly an experience. I got a lot of information and I managed to answer more than just your questions. Well, viewers, listeners, this is Nancy signing off. Oh, this is too good. Those little plungers are sure to like this one.